Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Gordon Frayne. We are back. Today we're talking about Mantra, Ohm, and real-world asset tokenization. As always, if you enjoy the content, please make sure to smash that thumbs up button below. Hit that subscribe button as well. And if you want to get notified, smash that bell notification icon. And don't forget to grab your completely free gift. It's linked below in the description of the video, The Rise of Bitcoin. Grab it down below, 100% free. And let's talk about Mantra. So, despite the fact that most of the market has been pulling back over the past couple of weeks, Mantra's price action has been phenomenal, continuing to move up and to the right. But what is Mantra? Well, Mantra is a leading real-world asset tokenization layer 1 purpose-built blockchain. As you can see, purpose-built RWA layer 1 capable of adherence to real-world regulatory requirements. So as we see this transition to a world where we're having the tokenization of real-world assets like treasuries, bonds, real estate, even physical goods like antiques and art, they're all going to be tokenized on chain over the coming years. Mantra is a leading layer 1 solution, making it possible for institutions and traders to execute that with regulatory adherence. So lots of interesting stuff happening. We've done plenty of videos about Ondo on the channel as well, guys, another leading RWA tokenization project. You can check that out. We even did a comparison video of Mantra versus Ondo a few months ago. Check it out on the channel. I'll leave a link at the top of the screen here for that particular video. But when it comes to real world asset tokenization, it's incredible just how popular this narrative has been over the past year or so. Again, if I jump over to the DeFi Llama narrative tracker and we zoom out to the past 365 days, technically speaking, real world assets has been the best performing narrative outside of only the meme coin space. So meme coins on average were up 1,300 or just under 1,400% over the past 365 days. Real world assets up over 407% over the past 365 days. And again, I do like to source data from multiple different places. So if we jump over to the Artemis terminal, and if we also zoom out to the past 1 year time period, we can see, again, real world asset tokenization projects and protocols are up over 710% over the past year. Again, second only to centralized exchanges, according to the Artemis terminal data. So essentially what you're seeing here is multiple different sources quoting and claiming that the real world asset narrative has been essentially one of the top performing narratives, top 2 in both cases, over the past 365 days. So obviously this narrative is hot. What you're seeing is leading institutional investors like Larry Fink and BlackRock creating their Biddle fund last year, and that has had huge growth over the past year as well for tokenization of US treasuries. And even Larry Fink just a couple of weeks ago calling on the SEC to essentially speed up the approval for tokenization of treasuries and bonds and all these different assets to give clearer regulatory framework from the SEC in the United States. He's calling for them to do that. And BlackRock are already on their way. If I jump over to RWA.xyz very, very quickly, and we jump in here to look at the US Treasuries and the tokenization of US Treasuries, as I was mentioning, this yellow line here, the BlackRock Biddle Fund, growing from 40 million US dollars in tokenization of US Treasuries in March of 2024 to well over, let me see what the number is, well over $636 million, more than a 10x growth in the first 9 months of the BlackRock Biddle Fund in existence. And I did see they were paying out some very interesting dividends based on the BlackRock Biddle Fund very recently as well. So this narrative of real world asset tokenization is in full effect. Again, you're seeing the growth of this narrative happening already. And this report from Roland Berger, I do often reference this on the channel, guys, is saying essentially we're going to be seeing the growth of real world asset tokenization on chain growing from, around 0.6 to 1 trillion where we're at today, all the way up to $11 trillion of tokenized assets on chain by the time we get to the year 2030. So over the next 5 years alone, we're going to see 10 to 11x growth with real world asset tokenization. and the tokenization of all these different asset classes, stablecoins, US treasuries, global bonds, private credit, commodities, institutional funds, stocks is going to be huge. And obviously, some of the different physical real-world assets that we mentioned, like land, technology, real estate, fine art, antiques, etc. So this industry is going to be huge. It's already huge. We're just going to be seeing the tokenization of these assets on chain, which is super effective for efficiency of being able to swap, trade, and sell those assets. It makes them much more liquid, much more transparent to see what's happening from an on-chain perspective, and it creates more accessibility for people who may otherwise not have been able to have these types of investment opportunities for different types of tokenized assets. So very exciting things happening. And as I said, Mantra is one of the leading layer 1 blockchains making this happen for real world asset tokenization. And again, the chart doesn't lie, guys. Look at this price action, even since the middle of December. Most of the market, if you recall, even Bitcoin has been retracing. We had a bit of a peak in the first week or two of December. It had a bit of a cool off moving towards the end of the month, and then we did see alt bleeding out kind of since the end of December into the beginning of January. But if you look at what's been happening here with the price action of Mantra's OM token, even just measuring this from middle of November, this was the breakout in the aftermath of the confirmation of the US election results. First up, we had a 200% increase in the 4 to 5 day period in the immediate aftermath of that happening. And even to today's prices, we've had a 315% increase in the price of Mantra over the past 86 days. That is some crazy growth. Less than 90 days, less than 3 months of growth, you're seeing a 315% increase in the price of Mantra. But what's even more phenomenal is if we zoom out further and go back to what was happening here for the price of Mantra over the past 365 days, even just bringing us back to the beginning of 2024, January here of 2024, if you've been getting into Ondo since that time period, look at this, just under a 10,000% increase in the price of Mantra since January 2024, just over 365 days ago. So again, if you were looking at the data here, if you were on top of this narrative, you may not have had the same type of data and indicators here back in January of last year, but the real world asset narrative has continued to outperform over that time period. I would guess Mantra itself contributing a large amount to the percentage increase and the gains that you're seeing here in terms of outperformance for real world asset tokenization, but huge growth happening over the past 12 to 13 months, 9,900% increase since January of 2024. And as I said, over a 300% increase in the past 86 days. So phenomenal price action. Well done and congratulations. If you were riding this up anytime over the past year, I think you would have made some pretty phenomenal gains. So I do think this narrative is going to be here to stay. You've got the largest institutions in the world, money market funds, and companies and businesses just like BlackRock, who are continuing to plow hundreds of millions of dollars into real world asset tokenization, and their exposure to this narrative is continuing to grow. This could be another key narrative for the Ethereum blockchain as we move forward as well. As you can see, the vast majority of the activity for the institutional side of real world asset tokenization is happening on the Ethereum blockchain. You've got Stellar, Solana, Avalanche, Aptos, Arbitrum making up some of the other large key players, especially when it comes to tokenized treasuries more specifically. But Mantra's growth, again, phenomenal. They have the Mantra Zone, this decentralized application that you can come over and connect to and interact with. Possibly the launch of Mantra Zone having a key impact on the price action over the past number of months as well. So very interesting to see what's happening here. You can provide liquidity to different liquidity pools. You can be swapping different assets here. They have a decentralized exchange effectively where you can connect an ETH mainnet wallet or a Mantra wallet and start swapping and trading different assets. Staking over here for Mantra Ohm and the ability to earn yield on your own tokens, and also a bridge built in here to bridge assets from ERC20 Ethereum mainnet over to the Mantra chain as well. So definitely some interesting stuff happening in terms of Mantra Zone. I'll be honest, I haven't got to do a deep dive into Mantra Zone, but maybe you can let me know below, guys, if you want to see a video breaking down Mantra Zone in more detail. We did also do a price prediction a number of months ago on the channel for where we think the price of Mantra can get to. That prediction is now outdated, so drop me a comment below. Do you want to see an updated price prediction for Mantra and where we think the price of Ohm token can get to by the peak of the bull cycle? Drop me a comment below. Let me know. What's clear to me, guys, is this narrative is not going away. You've got institutional investors looking to tokenize everything on the planet, and institutions just like BlackRock making moves to make that happen already. As always, guys, today's video is sponsored by Femex, the most efficient crypto trading and investment platform. And yes, of course, Mantra Ohm and their token is available for purchase and trading over here on Femex. I'm going to leave a link below the video here so you can check that out for yourself. It is a referral link. You can click it below, head over to Femex, check out Mantra, check out Ohm. As always, this is not financial advice, guys. Make sure to do your own research. Always look at what's happening with these different chains and protocols under the hood with adoption, on-chain analytics, and price action as well. If you enjoyed the content today, please drop a thumbs up on the video just before you leave. It would really mean the world to me. Hit that subscribe button, smash the bell notification icon, and again, completely free gift for you. Grab it below, The Rise of Bitcoin. It's linked below the video in the description. Grab it now, and we'll catch you in the next one.